Hi, come on in. My name's Andy Hickford. I'm the minister of this church, Maybridge Community Church in Worthing. But this year I'm also speaking at Summer Madness. Now, when people talk about church, they often think about the building. And when we as leaders of the church, be it youth workers or ministers like myself, think about church, we often think about what happens indoors. But Jesus never intended us to have a faith for indoors. He wanted people to live the Christian life outdoors. God's whole purpose from the beginning of time has been to create a church which partners with him in seeing the world restored in relationship with God. So when you look at a church building like this, you're not talking about the sum total of what Christianity is. All that a building does, all that a church does, all that a church program does is provide the scaffolding in which people can come to know God and live a life for God in partnership with him. What we're going to be looking at as we think about discipleship at Summer Madness this year is how does the church move from indoors to outdoors? How does the church move from a discipleship which is fit for church to a discipleship understanding which is fit for the world? One thing you need to know about me from the start is that I haven't always been a boring grey-haired minister. In my previous life, I was a youth worker, so I was always seeing how many young people you could cram in a toilet cubicle. I want you to know that because when we come to the issue of discipleship at Summer Madness this year, I want to earth it in the reality of your experience as youth workers and leaders working with young people. What does it mean to follow Jesus? And as soon as we start asking that question, we see that all the various Christian traditions have different things that enrich our understanding of the answer. And so what we'll be doing at Summer Madness is we'll be developing an idea of how we draw all of those Christian traditions together to help lead young people today to the feet of Jesus. And that gets very exciting. As you can see, with piano playing like that, it's little wonder that we don't have a real congregation anymore. But what I do want to do at Summer Madness this year is to try and gather a group of youth leaders to meet consistently over the course of the festival. And in each session, we're going to try and bring together the various strands of the Christian traditions as we ask this question, so what does it mean for young people to follow Jesus today? And one of the immediate challenges that faces all youth leaders is actually, well, we've got to lead by example. So one of the themes of those sessions will be, so how does all of those Christian traditions enrich my own understanding of discipleship? How does it enrich my own understanding of what it means to be a follower? And then how can we actually develop a 21st century rule of life like the monastics had for what it means to follow Jesus today? It's going to be a great journey. So there it is. If this works at Summer Madness this year, what we will do is we will have the same group of people in a seminar stream that runs through the festival, looking at what it means for them to be followers of Jesus and how we can develop a 21st century rule of life for the young people that we lead. We're going to be really intentional, with a lot of fun, around this idea of what Jesus said, go and make disciples and he will build the church. So what we're needing you to do this year, which is different to what's been asked in previous years, is we need you to go online and sign up for this stream before the event so that we can make sure that our preparation is as thorough as possible so that together we can really grapple with this issue over the course of the festival. God bless you. See you soon. Beautifully done, boys.